You wake. You sit up in your bed. It's single, just like you. Your last relationship didn't work out. They wanted time and space. Time turned into forever. Space turned into infinity. First rule of life, there's always a catch. Strings come with strings attached. You look out your window. The view isn't good. Bricks and metal. You couldn't afford the high-rise. You couldn't fathom the countryside. It wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the noise, but even noise drowns itself out eventually. Your breakfast is whatever you can find. Forget micronutrients, you barely get your macros. A coffee is your treat. Black. Adulthood is when it stopped tasting bitter. You choke it down and pretend you enjoy it. Small rituals. Next, it's to work. Traffic sucks. When you get there, 15 minutes late, you tell your new coworker it wasn't always this bad, and they pretend to listen. Truthfully, you can't remember when it wasn't like this. At some point, in the space between traffic lights, the past became the headlights in your rear view, the future a stick family someone else has. Maybe gridlock is eternal. Maybe we never leave the traffic jam. You spend 8 hours turning unstructured information into structured information. Numbers are moving, but nothing is changing. Your boss tells you you're doing a good job, but you aren't even sure what that means. Their smile isn't given, it's earned, and it smells like neoprene. Your closest friend in this place just got made obsolete last Tuesday, and they haven't taken his picture off the board yet. Underneath reads Employee of the Month. You wonder if you should have been a butcher. AI can't butcher, yet. Lunch break. You buy the same sandwich at the same shop. The usual, you tell the cute cashier. They smile, but there's nothing past it. You pretend you don't know the truth, that you aren't a name, you're an order. No time for talk, there's a line behind you. You wonder if they felt the same. Work's over, you go to the gym, you lift weights, Sisyphus. The body you want doesn't exist, but maybe you don't either. Up, down, you're temporary, gravity is eternal. Dinner is a protein shake and whatever's left. Empty calories still fill empty stomachs. Gourmet is a mindset. Did you finish the day strong? Did you win or did you lose? Where in the layers did the truth get lost? Where along the way did you forget who you were? Was there a time when the moments didn't blur like the world through a train's window? When you closed your eyes, a fleeting memory dances in the back of your head. A child laying in the grass, jumping in the kiddie pool, running, leaping, hiding. A little kid pretending to be a knight, fighting the dragon. Somehow, the dragon was real back then. Only in your head, maybe, but visceral like a skinned knee. Pain was brilliant, excruciating. Now, when you look at that same knee, at the scab that never fully healed, all you can think about is the dragon. When did it get away? When did the problems become concepts? The bad guys, investment companies, and real estate developers. Your enemies are an ocean, and you aren't fighting, you're drowning. Then you turn on your monitor. The computer flickers to life, casting its glow across your darkened room. Machines whir, numbers flow through cords like blood through arteries. A series of clicks to open your game, your favorite game, and you aren't in this world anymore. Like a portal, it claims you. It sends you somewhere a million miles away, 24 inches from your face. And this place, this destination, in some ways, it isn't so different from your own life. You are hopelessly outnumbered, beset on all sides by threats to your existence and foes beyond number. You're given impossible tasks, asked to complete them over and over and over. You are nothing. You are a pawn in a scheme you cannot hope to understand. But here, you can do something about it. And here, you aren't alone. In the intro mission for Helldivers 2, you're tasked with going through a number of deadly trials that are supposed to prepare you for combat on the front lines. You learn how to shoot, how to heal, how to close those pesky bug holes. It manages to be simultaneously excessively dangerous and woefully inadequate at preparing you for what you're about to encounter. This is all intentional, of course, and perhaps the most important lesson of the introduction isn't even a part of the tutorial itself. Because, like the rest of the game, when you die in the Helldivers initiation, your character doesn't respawn. There's no trying again, no resuscitation, no medical ward to wake up in. When you die, you play as the next Helldiver recruit. Your character's new voice and the corpse of your previous attempt is all the evidence needed. Every life is another person. The Helldivers training program has a 21.3% survival rate. Even after finishing it, the average recruit's combat readiness is estimated at 27.1%. When you're sent to the front lines of the Galactic War, taking the fight to the foes of Super Earth and managed democracy, your life expectancy is 2 minutes. Don't let all the propaganda fool you. You're disposable in every sense of the word. And whether you're fighting on the grime-soaked streets of the Hive City Tertium, the vast caverns of Hoxie's 4, or the sandy deserts of Oshawane, it doesn't matter. You are one. The enemy is countless. You are weak. They are strong. Helldivers, Darktide, Deeprock Galactic. These games don't leave anything up to the imagination. You are fucked. Darktide's rejects are not so different from the Helldivers, except the Imperial Inquisition doesn't bother with feeding you propaganda. There was never a choice to begin with. You're a criminal, a lowlife. This is your second chance. You either fight or you die. And in Deeprock Galactic, well, you're getting paid. The worst working conditions in the galaxy are worth it for PTO and a 401k. Don't get it twisted. Deeprock doesn't care about you either. This isn't a relationship, it's a contract. You're valuable to them so long as you're extracting resources from the bug-infested crust of Hoxies. In these games, survival isn't the rule, it's the exception. When you die, there will be another to take your place. There's always another body. And that's precisely what makes victory feel so sweet. We die over and over again, throwing ourselves into the meat grinder. But when we rally against the teeming hordes, rising triumphant from the din of battle, is there any better feeling? That adrenaline, that rush, it's incomparable. Because despite the game's belittlement of the player, no genre empowers you as much as the 4-person co-op shooter. Through perks, weapon upgrades, and new gadgets, we slowly get stronger, more competent, and soon the hordes that used to overwhelm us don't feel so terrifying. What is a horde of berserkers in the face of the Emperor's holy fire? What does a Bile Titan have to say about a 500-kilogram bomb? We upgrade and we learn. Every mistake can mean death, but every death is a lesson. The odds were never in your favor, but that's just the way we like it. On our own, though, it still might not be enough. The enemies we face are vast, their resources bottomless. For every foe we slay, another soon rises to take its place. Even the most powerful player can get overwhelmed. Alone, we're vulnerable. Together, we're strong. Day to day, night to night, so many of our problems are individual. Taxes, court service, bad traffic, rent payments, calorie intake. These burdens we bear are ours and ours alone. Though friends and family might be there to help, so often we turn them away when they offer aid. In a Western culture that values self-reliance and independence, their kindness can feel like a personal failure. Accepting it an admittance that we are weak, that we couldn't do it on our own. Forget the fact that it's harder than ever for young people to become financially independent from their parents. Forget the rising cost of rent and groceries. Forget the fact that many young people might never be able to afford a house. In the moment, these things don't feel like societal problems. They feel like our own inadequacies. They feel like our own shortcomings. Grow up. Put your head down, pull your bootstraps up. Keep calm and carry on. Work harder, work smarter, Work more, never enough. Keep your eyes forward, on the prize, never side to side. If you failed, you weren't trying hard enough. You see him, you see her, they did it on their own. They made their own luck. Four-leaf clovers don't find you, kid. You find them. An Ogren Crusher's overhead swing is cleaving through the air towards you. A heaping pile of concrete and steel, hurtling towards your head with all the grace of a meteor. It's too late to react. You're helpless to your fate. You can only watch as your imminent doom descends upon you. In mere moments, you'll be reduced to a pile of human jelly in some forgotten backroad of Tertium. Hey, you knew it wouldn't last. All good things come to an end, they say, and it sure was a good run. But it ends here. Any moment now, you brace for impact. Then, out of nowhere, a rock hurtles through the air, striking the Crusher perfectly in the head, staggering him backwards. Behind you, you hear a familiar voice.
Right in the noggin!
It's Gug, the Ogren.
For the Emperor!
He just saved your life, but he's still bashing heads like nothing happened.
For a Toma!
Classic Gug. Not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's got a way about him.
Easy as not.
And if Gug says you aren't dying today, then god damn it, who are you to disagree?
Hang on, shouty!
So the next time Gug is in trouble, there you are, bailing him out. You fight back to back, side by side, clearing the way just for the hope of survival. Enemy after enemy falls to you and Gug, crushed under the relentless power of friendship. You're unstoppable together. But the enemies of the Imperium have other ideas. A horde of maulers descends upon your team, and like the hero he is, Gug tanks them.
Here it comes!
Going down to their barrage of chainsaw swings.
Can't kill him fast enough!
His distraction buys just enough time. You can escape. You can extract. But when you reach the ship, so close to leaving, it just doesn't feel right. You know you should just extract, but god damn it, you just can't bring yourself to leave Gug behind. It's just a game, but it feels like more than that. And isn't that what's important? Isn't that why we play? For the feeling. There's a selflessness wired into these games. A brash, unwavering selflessness in the face of overwhelming odds. It isn't forced. On any given mission, only one player needs to survive and extract to count it as a victory. In most cases, there's no logical reason why anyone should ever risk the success of the mission to rescue a downed player. And yet, time and time again, they always do. It goes against everything I thought I understood about online games. Aren't people supposed to be selfish and careless? Aren't they supposed to yell slurs over the mic and berate you for being bad at the game? But here, every mission is a gauntlet, and every teammate is necessary. Here, accepting help doesn't feel like a failure. It feels like a necessity. You can't do it on your own. You aren't supposed to. And if we can't win together, then it isn't worth winning at all. Is it any coincidence that these games have some of the most welcoming, friendly fan bases in the industry? After all, more players doesn't mean more competition. It means more friends to fight alongside. We're all in this together. So you turn back. You fight through the hordes, your chainsword carving crimson arcs through the air. The heretics fall before you, before your fury, before your unwavering loyalty. You and your squad mates rescue Gug, fighting tooth and nail for something beyond in-game currency, beyond experience, beyond achievements. You fight for something completely meaningless, and the only thing that truly matters. When the mission ends and your team extracts, finally in one piece, you get one single message in the text chat. That's you, Shouty. It means everything. When you were a kid, adulthood was a far-off land, a magical place beyond understanding, where people were tall and they did important things. In the timeless sprawl of childhood, adulthood seemed an infinity away. It was impossible to fathom what it meant. It would just be like being a kid, right? Only bigger, because you would be too. It only made sense. You grow, and so does the fear, the fun, the wonder. You can go on the big rides at the theme parks. You can drive. You can buy and eat whatever you want. Who wouldn't want that kind of freedom? It's impossible to pinpoint a moment where it all changed, where you realized you were wrong. You couldn't name a specific day, week, month, year. No, adulthood was a slow recognition, a gradual shifting of the scales. Small, almost imperceptible burdens, but they accumulated, day by day. Every moment you spent waiting for what was to come, you ignored everything that you had. You counted stars as they spilled through your fingers. By the time you could admit it to yourself, the walls had already closed in. The world didn't grow with you. It shrank. Every first time was a time you would never have again. And the more you had, the less there was to see, the less there was to feel. You became jaded, numb. It wasn't your fault. How could you have known? How could you have possibly understood the weight of it all? These games, these fabricated worlds, part of their appeal is their simplicity. There aren't 1,000 different stressors on your shoulders, too many to keep track of, too many to ever be weightless again. In these games, your goal is simple. Survive, do the objective, extract, rinse, repeat. You just defaulted on the loan you took out to pay for water damage, but your two-handed eviscerator chainsword cleaves through the flesh of a rot demon all the same. Paul from accounting keeps stealing your lunch from the break room fridge, and you don't have the confidence to confront him, but your 500-kilogram bomb still vaporizes a horde of space bugs. For an action-packed half hour, everything is simple again. The gray area has been taken care of for you. You're the good guy, they're the bad guy, don't question it. Lethal force is completely necessary. We've tried everything else, trust us. Here, no forethought is required. You're simply allowed to let yourself go in this place of blissful, maximalist hyperviolence. And in a world that can make you feel powerless, there's something to be said for the power fantasy that these games present. They're over-the-top, ridiculous, absolute chaos, and unbelievably fun. The rush of tearing through a horde of poxwalkers while Jesper Kid's soundtrack bumps in the background is incomparable. I mean, listen to this. And let me tell you, you haven't felt the cold grip of terror on your mortal heart until you've witnessed a Hive Lord bursting through the dunes of Oshawani, taller than a skyscraper, so loud your screen starts shaking. Nothing gets your blood pumping like a bug the size of a space freighter. And the excitement and panic that consumes your ragtag gang of dwarves when a Crassus detonator appears is infectious. It's a walking nuclear bug that, when it explodes, turns everything around it into gold. Aside from friendship, what's better than gold? I could go on and on, listing all the fun you can have until there's nothing left to speak of, but it's better you experience it yourself. The point is, that wonder, that terror, that childlike exuberance, these games bring it out of you. They aren't just a power fantasy. They're cathartic. Here, your problems aren't existential. They're flesh and blood, metal and wiring. If it bleeds, it can die. If it can die, there's hope. You're the hero in the story. You grew up. The dragon did too.